Tristen Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristen Law, semi-retired pro wrestler, and tonight, I'm your host. Tonight's thesis is really simple. WWE fired the most beloved guy that they had in the company. WWE fans organically created a movement. WWE hurried him back and then gave him nothing but stakes. The guy, he cut his hair, he teased Ron Killings, and then right back to R-Truth becoming the mascot of the WWE. If you bring a man back on a wave and don't cash in, that's not a return. That's a reset to nowhere. Today we're going to talk about it, and I am not alone. I've got my partner in crime. I have Jess Thee Yaptain. She is the captain of the Yappin'. Jess, what's going on today?
Hey, what's going on, people? I'm back yet again. Your favorite yapper, the captain, Jess. Nice to be back again. Thank you, Tristen, for having me. Another round, my friend. Another round, my friend. And baby, it's like this. I'm like, we have two Carlitos, and one of them did not get cut off the show.
You know what, too, though? My whole issue with the thing, Jess, right, is that Carlito got released and nobody cared. But you had R-Truth. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible because I seen your face. R-Truth got released and everybody made a whole big stink about it, right? It was, I guess it was the F-up of the century by the WWE. But here's how we're going to break this down today, Jess. We're going to start like this. We're going to look at the receipts first, and then we're going to look at the pop, we're going to look at the pivot, and we're going to look at the stall. But the plane is stalling out, but I don't think that it's crashed yet. What do you think?
No. It's going to be a crash and burn like our boy Karrion Kross. Like, it's going to be, if they don't allow him to be who he is, which in my opinion, yes, I know he's a great athlete, a great wrestler. Still an athlete.
You got to be an athlete to be a wrestler. That's all right.
Right. You could be an athlete, but the point of the matter is he was the comedic relief of the show.
He being R-Truth
on the show. Right. R-Truth was the comedian. Because remember when he was with Justice League. Jesus, y'all got to follow me on my other one because that's what I was talking about. When he was with the Judgment Day.
Right.
It felt like, we all knew they were the big and the bad and the dark. But then you hear come R-Truth to make it feel like, hey, love one another. Kind of like our boy Cornbread off of Sinners. Love one another. Like, he made me laugh, and it made wrestling more fun to watch. So honestly, I don't know. It got weird. By the time it was time for John Cena's retirement, it started getting strange. Right? Am I missing something?
You're not missing something, but let's start from the top, Jess. This all started on June 1st, 2025. It all started with just a tweet. Ron Killings came out. He said, "I'm sorry to inform you all. I just got released from WWE. I want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for that ride. Thank you for all the love and support and appreciation you've given me over the years. Thank you." R-Truth got released, and we all thought it was a work. We all thought it was a flim-flam, it was a scam, it was an okie doke, it was a part of the show. But
some of us actually took that quite seriously, my friend. Quite seriously.
You see, for me, I didn't take that seriously. I was like, nah, you can't release R-Truth. It doesn't make sense to me. For all that R-Truth has done, R-Truth has so much equity in him that you couldn't release R-Truth. How could you release R-Truth? R-Truth is probably one of the most, let's see. If you're looking at R-Truth is probably in the top 10. Dare I say top 5 tenured wrestlers in the WWE on the male roster right now. And you let that guy go?
No.
R-Truth
has the money story. Of course, everything is either, like you said, is a work, or it has something to do with money, like you said.
You see, I say this, right? R-Truth is the most polarizing thing for me. What's up, Fernando? Thanks for joining us tonight. The most polarizing thing for me in the WWE when WWE wasn't really that great, it was R-Truth. That's the only reason why I watched. I watched to see what kind of antics R-Truth is going to get into today or this episode.
Every time.
And then they released the guy.
It never made sense, did it? It's like, come on, like somebody, they could be a big old beef, big old wrestling match going on. All of a sudden, here comes R-Truth just running out there, whatever. Like, remember that episode where he was like, he thought it was his turn to wrestle, but he's like, oops. Like, come on, man. How could you get rid of such a man that controlled the narrative when the boat is about to sink, the boat is off the rail, and you call in R-Truth because you know things are about to go off the rail. So call in somebody that probably knows what's going on to fix it, you know?
So eventually, R-Truth came back.
Mm-hmm.
It was the reaction of the fans. The fans are all chanting, "We want truth.
We want truth."
They had the signs. The signs were out. You had the chants. You had the signs. You had the viral clips, not the Crips. No, I'm not talking about the Crips. I meant clips. You had the viral clips of R-Truth. WWE had instant momentum with this whole entire thing. Right, Jess? And then 7 days later, at Money in the Bank, R-Truth comes back. He comes back the next night on Raw. And you know what he does, Jess?
Mm-hmm. Tell him, Trish.
The guy cuts his hair.
Yes.
He cuts his hair.
That was a viral moment, boy. I was like this.
He cuts his hair. How is it that he cuts his hair and we thinking that we're getting something brand new? He comes out there and bills himself as Ron Killings. They even make Ron Killings shirt. And what happened with Ron Killings, Jess?
Did he not fight John Cena for like a day?
They killed him. When they had the opportunity to make this guy become like this, R-Truth was one of the most popular pro wrestlers in the WWE, might I say, the world. They were chanting for R-Truth in TNA. They were chanting for R-Truth in AEW. They wanted R-Truth. We never got R-Truth. We got Bamboozle, we got Flim Flam, we got Ron Killings, and then what happened? Ron Killings does not do anything anymore. We got a haircut. We got a name change that signaled a serious chapter in his life. No more laughing at R-Truth. We got one match. One match, maybe two with Aleister Black. Aleister Black, don't forget that one.
Oh, you know what? Remember how they was teasing that? It was supposed to be Damian Priest, Aleister Black, and R-Truth, Ron Killings, whatever he wants to be that day. That could have been so perfect. The Battle of the Dark. Never mind. I was about to say the Battle of the Darkness, but that's kind of racist. That's racist. Never mind. But yeah, they teased that for. I know, I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, no, for real, they teased that, and I thought, man, that's gonna be crazy. But that's why I brought up Carlito, because that's exactly how they treated Carlito in the Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? You only seen him every once in a while. You might get him to run out there and do his thing with his apple or whatever, and then that was it. You never saw Carlito fight. Like, I think I remember seeing him twice. That's it.
Carlito was just a hype man for the Judgment Day. I said it.
So maybe they thought R-Truth was the. Yeah, you got it. I was like, that means R-Truth was the mascot of the WWE?
Right. He was the laughing stock of the WWE. Fernando checks in and says that I know they were going back to doing nothing with the R-Truth with R-Truth again. For me, Jess, the time that I felt that I was confused is when he called himself R-Truth. No, he called himself Ron Killings, and that was his name. They called him Ron Killings. They made Ron Killings t-shirt. The next week they went back to calling him R-Truth again.
Right, all because, John Cena went back to the babyface thing again. And
they put him, the stakes, they put him in skits over stakes, right? Over high stake matches and high stakes, opportunities. There was no goal on TV, and the momentum, it cools off faster than my mother's mac and cheese while it sits on the back of the stove.
Like, oh my God, it's dry, it's bitter. It's almost non-existent. It was just like, in my mind, when I thought about it, he comes back as Ron Killings. So I'm like, okay, so since John is healed, you're going to heal, right? So that means we're going to have a battle here, right? Like we're going to get some real R-Truth wrestling, not the clown that we know and love. We're going to see the man for who he is, the wrestler. We never get it.
I got a hot take for you.
Go ahead.
The crowd, the WWE universe, we handed WWE free equity. And you know what they did with that free equity, Jess?
What do you do?
Put it in the back of the junk drawer.
Hung it up like the rest of them.
They had an opportunity to do something with it, but they wasted it. What are they doing with R-Truth? They wasted the biggest star of 2025. That was R-Truth. There's a poll going on right now. And in the poll, I'm asking, did WWE waste R-Truth? Right now, 100% of the votes say yes. What do you say? Let us know. We're going to talk about that a little bit further on, right? But
exactly.
Where did you feel the first surge? Was it TV? Was it live? Or was it social? That's the question for the chat. Jess, I present that question for you. When you started feeling the fire of R-Truth, where did you first see it? Was it on the TV? Was it live in the audience? Were you in attendance? Or was it on social media?
Oh, well, y'all, I'm one of those fans that, I've never had a chance to actually go to a real event yet. Don't worry, y'all. I'm going to be there. But like I said, when he was with the Judgment Day, and he was just that comedic relief. I don't know. It was just, every other time I would see him pop up and he would make me laugh and make me feel like, you know what? I'm seated. I want to watch the show because, he makes it funny. He makes it fun because, a lot of those battles, a lot of those matches and so-called beefs, they're real serious. So it's like to see R-Truth try to break it up, get people out of the character to laugh and smile and things like that. I knew he was a gem. I knew it then. No, that man is pure talent in every way. And now you got him sitting on ESPN promoting that like it's a McDonald's commercial. Like, what?
Look, Fernando said it in the chat. Fernando says that Ron Killings is a 2-time NWA champion in TNA. He said that when the audience was hijacking, he's talking about when the audience was hijacking Raw with R-Truth chants, that's when he started feeling the surge. That guy that we're talking about is Ron Killings, 2 times NWA champion. R-Truth is not only a 2-time NWA champion. R-Truth is the first. He is the first Black NWA champion. To a lot of people, that means nothing.
Say that one more time, Tristen, for the people in the back that didn't hear what you just said just now.
For y'all up in the back, I said the R-Truth is the first. He was the first Black TNA NWA champion. And my whole thing is that to a lot of people, to a lot of y'all, that might not mean nothing, and that's okay. That's okay. It's not about race or anything like that, but I think it's more so about representation, right? People love to see people on TV that look like them, right? We got people. Jess, the reason why I felt that you were a good fit is because A, your journalism background, B, you love wrestling, and C, I'll be honest, you're a woman. There's somebody that is watching you right now or listening to you. Doesn't matter how you guys listen, but there's somebody watching right now that is saying, you know what? I can do this because Jess is doing this. As silly as it sounds, they might see you and get a little bit of representation from you. Might be a little black girl, might be a little white girl, but you know what? Somebody seeing R-Truth said, you know what? I lived a life like him. I could have grew up somewhere in the South, doesn't matter what my skin color looks like, and I got held down. I went to prison. You know what? That's the same guy that went to prison, and he's the NWA champ, the first Black NWA champion. That means that anybody watching this right now or listening to this right now, you can be anything that you want to be. But let me say this, though. What does doing nothing on TV actually look like in TV language? Look, I'll tell you. No objective.
Hey, you're the expert. Tell him what it means to be doing nothing.
I'll tell you. No objective. Not chasing a belt. Not getting any respect. Not getting any revenge or a deadline. If they had taken R-Truth and had him chase a belt, you know what? I think that he would have been a perfect person to take the belt off of John Cena. Well, no. He would have been the second perfect person to take the belt off of John Cena, because the only person that could have taken the belt off of John Cena was Cody Rhodes. If you don't believe me, go back to my other episodes as I talk about that. But if something had happened to Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes wasn't able to do it, John Cena would have been the most perfect person. Respect. R-Truth out there talking about everything that happened to him. He should have went in there talking about respect. About all the time that he gave the WWE. He's a veteran in the locker room and y'all just release him? Y'all send him home to go sit at home and go figure out how he's going to feed his wife and kids? Where's the respect there? How about the revenge? How about R-Truth going after the number one person that is put up by Triple H and said, you know what, I'm going to go for that person because that's Triple H's guy. Triple H don't respect me and I don't respect them. How about a little revenge? How about a deadline? How about in the deadline that R-Truth had X amount of time to go ahead and do something to show us that, you know what, that he's worth the time that we chanted for him. But you know what I feel about R-Truth, Jess? I feel like we cried for no reason.
I kind of agree with you.
Cupcake's in the house. What's going on, Cupcake?
Hey, girl. Yes, but I do agree with you. It was so pointless. It was to get, and I think, again, this is why I know we talk so much stuff about Triple H and his booking and him being the creative guy that he is. But sometimes I be like, dog, you're a genius. You are a genius because in a way because again, we don't know. We only seen pieces in Unreal streaming on Netflix.
And Unreal is a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick. We don't see that part. We don't see where they be. Well, Triple H will pull you to the side, like say, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fake like we're going to release you. You go ahead, you tell social media, this is what it is and how we're going to do it. And of course, we're going to bring you back. We're going to, your contract is fine. But let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep it going. Let's get more subscribers. Let's get more viewers. Let's get more people to buy Ron Killing's merchandise. Like, remember, I remember when the R-Truth, the Ron Cena shirts, them were sold out the next day. Hold on, listen, here we go. Walk with me.
I'm walking with you, but I mean, I ain't going to buzz you, girl.
You're right, but no, that's why I was like, Triple H is a genius as far as marketing. If you did that and then all of a sudden you got these R-Truth, R-Cena shirts that sold out 24 hours by posting after dropping it, you knew what you were doing. So yeah, maybe we did cry for no reason because, as you have said numerous times, we get worked real bad. Like, we be getting, especially me as a true fan, I be getting worked real bad. I be like, ain't that a mother bleeper?
let me be honest. I'll be honest with you, Jess. I'll be honest with you. As a semi-retired pro wrestling host of the Tristen Law Show and a bona fide fan of the WWE, I love when I get worked. I love when I don't know. I remember I was on the train getting ready to go clock out for work. And I saw that R-Truth was there. I said, look, it's 8 o'clock at night. My mother should be in bed, so I'm going to say it. I said, holy shit, R-Truth is back when he came back at Money in the Bank. So like my whole thing is like, just like Fernando says, they brought him back to do what? Stick him in catering? Fernando says that R-Truth is an excellent ambassador to the WWE. I'm gonna give Fernando a buzz for that. I didn't want him to be an ambassador for the WWE. I wanted him to be a serious champion. That's what I wanted him to do. They brought the guy back. The guy there was no consequences to anything, right? No win or lose, and his spot doesn't change. I buzzed you just for the whole Ron Cena thing because that's them making fun of him again. I don't want to see fun for R-Truth. I want to see R-Truth be a legitimate wrestler that comes out there and does what he does. Separate him as far from the hee-ha, the ha-ha, the he as much as they could.
They could have, but they didn't. And now we come to when he returned. And you go out there doing that embarrassment ritual, if y'all know, you know, and you cut your locks on live television. You come on, like come on, bro. Come on. Like, y'all remember when that happened? Like, he just went all Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and cut his locks on live TV. But then here we go, Pete Gang. You ain't seen him walked around with that head, have you?
Don't do it, Jess. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Walk the route.
Ah, she's gonna do it.
I'm serious, bro. I'm like, every time you see him on TV, he either had a do-rag on, one of them little Scully joints on there, or he had a hat. Bro, you have not seen that head since he cut them locks off.
Why?
That's why I say that was a humiliation ritual. Same thing John Cena did at the Emmys when he came out there ass naked. I ain't forget, John. I love you, but I ain't forget that shit.
That haircut is ugly, though. That's an ugly haircut. But Jess, I'm going to ask you, as a person, because you've got locks, right?
Yes.
All right, and I want to get locks, too. I'm working on it, right? But, you know, my hair, I don't know. That's another discussion. Explain to the world the amount of work that it takes to get locks. Explain to them the dedication. I'm going to give you the floor. Explain that to them.
Let me tell you something, y'all. I did not cut my hair when I grew my locks. My hair used to be like real curly and stuff, and it was here. So I used to have the fro and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just lock it. Bro, I went through 3 to 6 months of the ugly stage, y'all. Like this, like that, it's called budding. So my hair wasn't budding yet. It was still pretty soft. As you see, I got that pretty soft hair. My locks were still soft. So I had to wait at least a year. Well, I got my hair retwisted about 3 to 6 months, every 3 months when I first started. But it takes a long time. And then, you know, you can't swim, you can't do certain things. It's a lifestyle to grow my hair. My hair is 6 years old, y'all, 6. You can never get me on live television and cut my hair that I grew out of my head for over God knows how long he's been growing his hair. So I don't know. That's why I called it a embarrassing ritual, a humiliation ritual, because you really had to pay. You had to pay that man millions.
Well, hold on,
because you couldn't
Jess.
get me to do it.
Let's not get too crazy though. One of the things that I always say though is that if WWE came and they were looking at me and they said to me, "Hey Tristen, we want you to zeke yourself and let's cut like patches in your hair." Look, I know idiot. I'm gonna cut a patch in my hair for the amount of money that they're offering me. I'm gonna zeke myself. If I went to WWE, they'd be like, "We like your hair. We like your beard. We want you to dye your beard purple." But you know, I said, you know what? Give me an hour. I'm dyeing this purple, and I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go collect that money. But
yeah,
like,
but that's washing it, but cutting.
But Fernando says
On,
that WWE never knew what to do with R-Truth. What do you think?
Oop, absolutely not. This is why he was always in, like, just randomly popping up. Just like Carlito, you have nowhere to put this man, so you make him the comedic relief. Almost kind of like, see what I'm saying? Kind of like what they're doing with Solo. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to book him. You don't know what story would fit the person's personality and character. So if we're looking at this picture right here, we all know this is that moment where he was like, you know what? If you're back, I'm back too, right? So, I mean, I see a platter here, y'all. I see a platter. Like, we could have went back to the Aleister Black thing. And he could have been like, if you're so keen on him being the funny guy, y'all could have had him, you know, being more of the comedic relief, because remember, he did, I'm not going to say botch because that's not what botch means, but he did come up on Damian and Aleister's match, right? Didn't he not do that and kind of disrupted the whole thing? And we got nothing? I mean, and we still don't have no Aleister and Damian, but that's a different story.
And the only thing that they botched was R-Truth's haircut. Damn it, I said it. Yeah! The thing though with R-Truth, like you said earlier, instead of putting R-Truth to be a good wrestler or to capitalize on what was happening, they put the guy in the background of WWE, and the guy there is selling people on or teaching people how to use ESPN so that we can all watch WrestlePalooza. You know the problem with that whole entire thing, Jess?
Mm-hmm. Other than that neck brace, because you haven't been wrestling, so where that neck brace come from?
I tell you what the problem with the whole thing is. The problem with the whole thing is that even though he was selling it or trying to teach people how to use ESPN, I still don't know how to use ESPN. I still didn't know how to buy it. I still don't know what the packages came by. But you know what? I don't have to worry anymore. I watch it on VPN. But let me tell you what Cupcake said. Cupcake says, I personally don't want R-Truth to work hard. This is a different take. I want to hear what you think about this, Jess.
Okay.
Because, you know, you're the captain of the Yaptain. Here's what Cupcake says. I personally don't want R-Truth to work hard. As we age, we should work smarter, not harder. I don't want him to get hurt this late in the game. What do you think about what Cupcake said? That's your girl. You're a part of. You're the head of the ladies division.
That's my girl, man. And I'm gonna have to say that she cooking. She cooking on that one because he is one of the oldest in the game right now. One of them that is still signed. He's and I'm not talking about who's over there at AEW. I'm talking about with the WWE universe. He is kind of one of the more older ones that are left. You see what I'm saying? So let's just say that neck brace was a real thing, right? That means he's not going to be able to wrestle, kind of like what was happening with KO. I would want that. I don't want him to get retired due to an injury. I want him to be able to do like Goldberg, The Undertaker, be able to go out there and say, you know what, y'all, or as a matter of fact, John Cena, go out there and be like, listen, this is it. I'm done. It was my ride. This is the end of the road, you know.
But you know why? You know why R-Truth can't? You know why R-Truth can't do that? Why
can't he?
Because what the hell has he done in the WWE since he's been there?
Make it funny. Make it funny and entertaining for all. A, triple L, double L, all of us, the kids and everything to help you. I'm just saying, listen, because you know healers want to heal. So I'm just think about it. You got a whole faction of heels, right? I'm just going back to the Judgment Day days. You got a whole faction of heels. You're making little girls and boys cry. Here comes John Cena, like, you know what, y'all? Hey, the kids, you know, we can't be doing that. And what happens? Happy kids. You know?
R-Truth was the best thing that ever happened to the Judgment Day. Ask me why, Jess.
Why, Trish?
The reason why I think that R-Truth was the best thing that ever happened to the Judgment Day is because I started to care about the Judgment Day. I didn't care about the Judgment Day before. He made it a little bit funny. But Fernando says that The Rock and Mick Foley had the perfect combination of humor in their series. And my whole thing is that, you know what, you could only do funny so long. There's only so much time you could squeeze the water out of the sponge until there's no more water in the sponge. They gave us the opportunity that show us. It was character development. They showed us a new page on R-Truth, and instead of going forward, they flipped the page back and said, nah, we're not going to give that to y'all. So then how do we get it? The next time that we get it, what are we going to do? They put the guy on the WWE TV. They're using him to pitch ESPN. He's pitching ESPN because, oh yeah, that's just what we're going to do. We're just going to make fun of him. They teased Ron Killing's gravitas, but defaulted back to old R-Truth behaviors. I still don't even know what to do with the ESPN app. Shame on the WWE and shame on ESPN.
Here.
I think that if nothing changes when you win or lose, you're not in a story. You're just in maintenance mode. They're just keeping you around so people remember you. You have to win or lose, and it has to matter when you win and lose. You can't just go in the show and just have a match to have a match. Every single thing that's an exhibition, nobody cares about the exhibition. It's like when two football teams from two high schools, they just play just to play. It means nothing. Yeah, it's fun, but you know what? When we put that chip, you see, I got that sport terminology there, Jess. That's for you.
I see you.
But we're playing for the chip. It means something. R-Truth has to play for something. Jess, let me give you this. Finish the sentence. And you know what? Let me not give you this yet because I think Cupcake wants me to respond to the question that she posed earlier, and she did. Thank you, Jess. She said that you are right. The question that what Cupcake said was, I personally don't want R-Truth to work harder. As we age, we should work smarter, not harder. I don't want him to get hurt this late in the game. Look, I'll say this. R-Truth was hurt for a little bit. Maybe it was 2024 that R-Truth is hurt. And I'll say this. I agree with the work smarter, but not harder. But you can also work smarter, but don't have to work harder. I mean, you can still work harder and still work smart at the same time. I am a much better pro wrestler if I was still in the ring. I'm a much better pro wrestler at 40 than I was at 30. I wasn't wrestling at 20. I didn't start wrestling till 21. I'm a much better wrestler at 40 than I was at 20-something. Why? Because when I first started wrestling, Jess, I thought I had to go out there and I had to punch out my bump card. I'd go out there and took 100 bumps in an entire match, and I didn't get any kind of reaction from the crowd because I took all these bumps. But once I learned how to take my moves and put them into a story and not bump so much, everybody cared. Jess, I say this 100% time to anybody that I've been teaching wrestling, and I've said this before on the show before. Anybody, Jess, can learn wrestling moves. I can, if I had a ring right now and I'm like, hey, come on over to the ring, Jess, I can teach you a bunch of moves. Just like you can teach anybody how to bake a cake. But here's the thing though, right? Is the cake going to taste good?
Now, if you ain't got the love, like if you don't love it, if that's not what you want to do, it's just like food. When you cook it, it's not going to taste as good if you didn't want to cook it.
When you're looking at a cake recipe, right? You bake, Jess?
Yes, I do.
Tell me the basis. Don't get fancy. Tell me the basis of every single thing that is in a cake. You can bake a cake with the minimum amount of objects in your kitchen. You're going to open your kitchen. Damn, I want to make a cake today. What are the minimum amount of ingredients you need to bake that cake?
Eggs, sugar, flour, milk.
So here's what I'm going to do. Eggs, sugar, flour, and milk. I'm going to go and buy a half a gallon of milk. I'm going to pour a half a gallon of milk in there. I'm going to buy a carton of eggs and only put one in there. And then I'm going to put a half a bag of sugar. What am I missing? Flour?
The flour.
And we're going to put a quarter bag of flour. What's that going to taste like?
It ain't going to taste like shit. Sorry for the... I was trying not to cuss today, but that wasn't going to taste like nothing. Actually, it might not even actually bake.
So the thing is though, right? And Cupcake is saying, but your body can't take that abuse as we age. You're right. You're right, Cupcake. So what you learn to do is you learn to make a better cake. So I got into the ring, and instead of bumping so many times, I learned to become a better storyteller. That's how I emotionally invested the people and made them care about what I was doing, was I went and I told stories in the ring. That's how R-Truth could protect himself.
He could.
And they're not wrestling 5,000 days in a whole entire calendar. They're wrestling a much lighter schedule.
Well, yeah, because, it seems like everybody's getting hurt quicker. But again, that's just an opinion of mine.
Here's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to call the promo hotline, 973-826-0101. If it's your first time here, whether you're watching live or demand or listening, the promo hotline, 973-826-0101. That's where you complain about anything. That's where you praise anything pro wrestling. I want you to tell me how you feel about the whole R-Truth thing. And Cupcake, I'm talking to you. Fernando, I'm talking to you. And any of the regulars, I'm talking to you. I want you to call the promo hotline. And I want you to drop a hot take. And in that whole entire hot take, if your take is hot enough, if it's fire, I'm going to play on the next episode. Jess, you know what the next episode is going to be about?
Tell them about it next week, my brother.
The next episode, and I'm gunning for Saturday. Gunning for Saturday.
Oh, so not next week, a couple of days.
No. That other episode I think you're talking about, that hopefully God will now come next week. But we're going to talk about PWI 500.
Woo!
Because from what I heard,
that day, y'all.
From what I heard, somebody's number 6, but you felt that number 6 could have been a little bit higher.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So all I'm going to say is this. If you want to find out how we feel about everything, you got to make sure you subscribe. Subscribe.
Please.
Follow to see what's happening on the Tristen Law Show, because I'm dropping them hot takes. And I'm giving you the ability to be a part of the show. Just let me give you this question right now. Finish the sentence. And right now, Cupcake, Fernando, anybody else that's watching, live or demand, however you watch, however you listen, answer this question. Finish the sentence.
All right.
R-Truth's goal should be blank.
His goal should be retirement. It should be a graceful exit, not to be, I'm going to just say it, not to be a jigaboo for the WWE for the rest of your career. No. We need to, he should be going for the John Cena. Having a nice retirement ride, get a nice couple of matches in there that's worth something, and retire out gracefully. Now, Trish, you can help me out here. Is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
Who, R-Truth?
Yeah.
No, they got no reason to put him in there. Only because he hung around catering for a long time. That's going to put him in the Hall of Fame. R-Truth has a overall Hall of Fame career. But for what he's done in the WWE, it doesn't matter if he was the 100-time 24/7 champion. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Fernando says that he answered the question. R-Truth's goal should be World Championship. You know what, Fernando? I'm going to give you a hand clap. I haven't given out a hand clap to anybody watching right now.
Absolutely. I can see your part. I can see that. I can see that because if you think about it, R-Truth and AJ Styles, they're in the same boat.
I think that AJ Styles is on a whole different island as compared to R-Truth. Why? Because he's been the champion. The only title that escapes AJ Styles to finish his whole entire career, the only championship is the Intercontinental Championship. He's never held it until he takes it from Dominic. Okay, fine, the World Heavyweight Championship, he's never held that either, but R-Truth hasn't held anything. R-Truth has been Tag Team Champion, and what else? Mm-hmm. I'll wait.
Oh, dang, y'all. Dang, he really... But he's been in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he hasn't been in the Royal Rumble to compete. It's not like he hasn't been in Money in the Bank and stuff like that. So, dang. You're right. Other than what you said, you said TMA? What was the one he held twice?
TNA. He was the NWA TNA Heavyweight World Champion.
Okay.
Listen.
And then he comes over to WWE and that's all he's got is tag team.
Well, so R-Truth, because I know that you kind of fell out of love with pro wrestling a little bit. You lost your... So R-Truth was in the WWE way back in the day. He was there during the Attitude Era. A lot of people don't remember him, but he was there from 1999 to 2001, and they called him K-Quick. And after that, he went to TNA from 2000, and then he came back to the WWE in 2008. 2008 is when he came back. And here is what his whole entire accolade and championships look like for those of us that don't know. R-Truth is a 2-time United States champion. He's a 2-time WWF hardcore champion. That's going back to his first run. He's a 54-time WWE 24/7 champion. He is a 2-time WWE Raw World Tag Team Championship. 1 time with Kofi, 1 time with The Miz. He won the Bragging Rights Trophy in 2009 with Team SmackDown. He won Mixed Match Challenge with Carmella. He's got 2 Slammies. Bravo! Can't wait to put him in the Hall of Fame for that. Because the 54 times that he held that champion, he's probably the most decorated champion inside of WWE. Let's go ahead and give him a hand clap.
Because y'all know it ain't that many black folks that can do what he did. Not in the WWE.
Jess, the 24/7 championship was a consolation prize. That's like going on The Price is Right, and they say, nope, you got it wrong, but take home some rice-a-roni.
Dang. Right, you were off by a penny, but here's a consolation.
Here's some rice-a-roni. Cupcake says that she remembers K-Quick. I remember K-Quick. K-Quick didn't do it for me. He didn't do it for me. Fernando says that R-Truth, Ron Killings at the time, he beat Ken Shamrock for his first NWA championship in TNA. Jess, do you remember who Ken Shamrock was?
Mm-mm.
Ken Shamrock was the world's most dangerous man. That's who he was. He was the world's most dangerous man. That when you saw him coming, you ran. He was probably just as dangerous as Brock Lesnar, but not as big as Brock Lesnar.
It's what he is to Brock Lesnar, because, dude, I just don't want to. I don't want to mess with him, ever.
I'm going to finish the sentence. I think R-Truth's goal should be, at this point, just make as much money as you can. I hope that R-Truth is saving his money. He's fully invested. He's got his music. He's got everything going on. Because R-Truth is no spring chicken by any means. I mean, don't get it wrong. Black don't crack unless you smoke it. But R-Truth is 53 years old. Like Cupcake says, he's got to protect himself. It makes no sense for him to be a 60-year-old man and crippled and still running around in the wrestling ring.
No, it doesn't.
But I'll say it just like this. His goal should be just to make money, save your money. If they want you to sit in catering, go ahead and be the most overpaid catering that there is. When they got something for you to just do it. I'm sure R-Truth is probably pitching them ideas and different stuff like that. I don't know. 50% of the audience thinks that WWE didn't waste R-Truth. The question is, did WWE waste R-Truth? 50% say yes, and 50% say no. We're split right now. We are split. But the whole thing is, why choose the low ceiling path on a red hot act? Why? You see?
It's cheaper. It's just money. It's cheaper.
No, they would have made so much more money. Because let me tell you what happened, right? WWE stalled. They chose brand safety over risk, right? R-Truth equals guaranteed smiles. And it was easy segment glue to make you care about things. Like I said about the Judgment Day. It was guaranteed smiles. WWE, the smartest thing that they ever did was bring R-Truth back, because why would you let your money go someplace else? Why would you make me go watch R-Truth for on AEW for Tony Khan to say, here's the microphone, go do what you want? Card math altogether. But they stalled out. It keeps the lanes clean, and they could use R-Truth to warm the show, to make us feel good when the show sucks. You know what? Somebody call R-Truth. Comfort and commitment. Ron Killings needed a plan. R-Truth, it was simple. It was plug and play.
So they just, again, we're just back to what we've been saying all along. They're running out of gas. You're running out of ideas, but you can't get rid of any. You just can't get rid of, or you're going to piss us off like they did the Sonic movie.
The WWE doesn't care about what we think. Because regardless of no matter what we think, we're still going to buy one way or another.
But they clearly do if you made sure he came back, right? Like that. Well, I know we're talking about R-Truth, right? But you did that when we was like, do not get rid of Karrion Kross. You kept Karrion Kross for a while, for the moment. You kept him there, right? But of course, because they didn't want to do Scarlett the same way, he was like, no, forget it. But the WWE, they listen to us. They'll listen to us until that sound-o-meter that they always go, the crowd-o-meter that they listen to, when that joy go down, that's when they're like, oh my God, yeah, man, maybe we should listen. And then when it's back up, they don't pay us no mind.
I think
buy that $600 belt.
I think WWE will start taking us more seriously when we start hitting their pockets. If people just stop watching, people cancel the ESPN, you cancel your Netflix, you cancel everything. You say, you know what, for a month, we're not going to watch. And hurt everybody's pockets. Maybe they do something with it. Granted, they could just go to Saudi Arabia and just make the money again. But I think the thing is, though, that even though I 100% believe in my heart that you are a much better wrestler the older you get, you're like wine. The older you get, the better you get. But WWE has to focus. They have to focus on the younger talent, because the younger talents are tomorrow. I get it. R-Truth is a 53-year-old man. Why push a 53-year-old man when you can push a 23-year-old person in NXT? You see,
because
the thing
is, 23-year-old is not funny. Like some of them kids, I mean, if you're talking NXT, yeah, they're like Trick is good on the mic. Jada's good on the mic. You do have options there, but right now they're over there at NXT. You don't have nobody at Raw. You had Solo, but you sat him down at SmackDown.
He's an
but
idiot.
Who else?
Solo's an idiot. That stupidness that he does. Look, Jess, if I wanted to laugh, I would go watch a comedy special on Netflix, because I already pay for Netflix, because I have to watch Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and PLEs. Don't ask how, mind your business. Grown folk stuff over here. But if I wanted to laugh, I would go watch a comedy special. What I want them to use R-Truth right. The thing with WWE is that they love the pop insurance policies. They always know they're going to get a reaction. And R-Truth is the cheapest one that they've got.
Wow. Yeah, because again, they did the same thing with Carlito. And we was just like, oh.
But nobody cared about Carlito. Respectfully. I mean that respectfully. As a semi-retired pro wrestler, I respect the contributions that Carlito and his family has made to pro wrestling, but nobody cared enough about Carlito to make enough of a stink about him to get him to come back. Nobody cared. What's Carlito doing right now? Wrestling for his father in Puerto Rico right now? Probably. I don't know. We're not thinking about Carlito. Carlito would have been the perfect person to send over to AAA because WWE now owns AAA.
But which is also why you haven't seen LWO in a long time on that side of. I don't know if y'all peeped that. Ever since they got AAA, you have seen absolutely none of the Latino World Order.
But what were they doing on SmackDown either way?
Latino
World Order. Latino
Zelina?
World. Yeah. My friend has said this about Zelina. Zelina is a Puerto Rican wrestler who got the biggest ovation one time for cheering in Puerto Rico. That's her claim to fame.
Yeah, no,
that's a whole entire claim to fame. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. That Zelina Vega could be so much more. But they're wasting Zelina Vega. LWO, look, I respect Rey Mysterio for what he has done for the pro wrestling business, but Rey Mysterio doesn't do it for me. Everybody with the LWO, they don't do it for me either. I see the LWO and I'm like, all right, I can have the TV on while I'm in the kitchen. But when I see R-Truth in there, I'm like, you know what? Let me make sure I sit down because we don't have much time with R-Truth.
Truth. Good point.
Cupcake says that laughter is good, even in wrestling. Yes, you're 100% right, Cupcake, and I'm gonna give you a hand clap for that. You're 100% right. That laughter is good, even in pro wrestling.
You don't want all the evil people just like Brock Lesnar. Y'all don't want to think that he's a freaking monster in real life, right? You would think that you want to say, hey, these are humans. They have a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you, Cupcake, wholeheartedly. It's good to have a little humor so that people can see that person outside of the character that they're putting on television, to see that, you got a sense of humor. You're not all the way a asshole,
I think of it like this. I agree with Cupcake. Cupcake, I don't disagree with you, girl. I don't disagree with you. But listen, they turned the page. They showed us. It's like Pokemon. They showed us that there was another level that we can get, right? They said there's levels to this ish. We were getting ready to go to another level of R-Truth, and they moonwalked us backwards. I didn't want to moonwalk. I want the 2-step forward. That's what I wanted, and I didn't get that. Yes, comedy. Say it again.
We got bamboozled.
We got flim flam. We got shammed, and we got okey doked.
Led astray. What Malcolm say? Hoodwinked. Bamboozled.
That's right. All right, enough diagnosis. Let's fix this. Let's freestyle this part. I want you guys to freestyle that are watching, whether you're live or on demand. I want you to just say what feels right in the moment. How could WWE fix this right now? Whether you're watching live or on demand, how can WWE fix this? Jess, ladies first.
Go back to what I was saying about this whole battle of the blacks. I know that sounds racist. Battle of the blacks. Your Damian Priest, your Aleister Black, and your R-Truth. Because I'm sorry, that just had Ron Killings. That had so much potential. Like, you could get him, work him a little bit, not too much, because we know Damian Priest, he crazy with that Undertaker move he does. Y'all know Aleister's crazy with that flying knee. We don't want to see R-Truth get his little tooth knocked out at almost 60 years old. No. But I would love to see the story. I would like to see how would that play out. Like, would he try to, mediate? Would he mediate them to maybe become a tag team and a faction? I was talking to my homeboy the other day. I was like, that would be a crazy faction. You would have the Terror Twins, which is Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. You bring over Aleister Black. You bring over Ron Killings, and I don't know. I was like, you could call them like the Dark Knights or the Dark Ages. I don't know, something that could battle against the faction we call the Judgment Day.
The reason why I don't think that's going to work is because everybody already thinks that Triple H is racist. That's not going to work.
I know. I'm like, oh God. God,
I don't think Triple H is
like,
racist.
Dang.
So,
but you see it. I'm like, y'all are in this very dark, emo-y thing, and y'all are not the Judgment Day, but y'all are more of the adult. You know, you're like the millennials who went through the real emo stage, like not that Gen Z stuff y'all going through right now. We're talking about My Chemical Romance and Platimore. You know what I'm saying? The real ones. That's what I was thinking. I would have loved it.
So I'll say this. Cupcake just had a comment. She says, but if R-Truth is good with it, then I'm good with it too. You know what?
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Cupcake. I agree. But I am telling you that a person like me, if you guys knew the conversations that I had with people in my life about what I want to do with this channel, the stuff that I want to do, the ideas that I have about having a show where it's just 2 women hosts on this channel and they talk about wrestling from their point of view. I want to have on this channel where I talk about WWE because that's what I love. I want to have on this channel somebody talking about independent wrestling and then somebody talking about AEW and everything else because that's what everybody loves. For a guy that has ambition, I always want more. Yes, Cupcake. Yes, I agree with you. I hope that R-Truth is laughing all the way to the bank, but you know what? I just want more. Yeah, I can sit here and figure out ways to make money off the Tristen Law Show, but you know what? I want more. I want to be, no. I am going to be the #1 face of pro wrestling on YouTube, and all of you guys are here. I'm a guy that has ambition. I want more. Don't get it wrong. I'm happy to be R-Truth and sitting catering every single week, eating up all that good food, but I just want more. Let me tell you what they should do with R-Truth. 3 weeks. Give him 3 solid weeks. I say put him on a TV, give him a sprint, give him an open challenge, give him the disrespect promo, right? Give him a TV main event with consequences. Put him on the TV and say, you know what? Triple H brought me back. Triple H brought me back to the WWE. And you know what they brought me back to do? To turn me into R-Truth, to make me the laughing stock, but I'm so much more than that. Give him comedy with consequences. Jokes with setups that pay off in the ring. Yes, the laugh is the weapon. I don't want the laugh to be the point anymore. How about make him a mentor with teeth? Yeah, maybe he's a 53-year-old man. You don't see much upside in R-Truth. But how about have him co-sign a mid-card babyface, and when they get jumped, Truth flips the switch to be serious for just one match. How about one line, one feud? Pick one opponent who publicly says that R-Truth, you're the mascot, you've been here for almost 20 years and you've done nothing. Build heat off that one insult alone. If you want people to believe in R-Truth again, that is what I think that they should do. Put him on TV, 3 weeks, open challenge. Let somebody disrespect him. Put him in a TV main event with consequences. Comedy with consequences. The joke is no longer the setup. I want it to pay off in the ring because the laugh is the weapon. It is not the point. Put R-Truth with where he co-signs a mid-card babyface. And when they get jumped, R-Truth is there to protect them. And you know what? Let somebody see him and laugh. It could even be somebody up and coming, somebody on the mid card, somebody good on the mid card. Pick one opponent who publicly says, R-Truth, you're just the mascot and you'll never be anything. And you can build it off the story alone.
Ooh, sounds like something Braun Breaker would do. Dun, dun, dun. Something of maybe the Vision.
If he gets into the ring and beats somebody, like Braun Breaker, because Braun Breaker got a little mouth on him. What? Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman was going to be like, come here, dog. Come here. Come here. Sorry if your dogs are going crazy right now. But the thing is that with R-Truth and Braun Breaker's legitimate. He's legitimate. Let Braun Breaker get a title and let R-Truth go take it off him. Granted, you don't need the championships, but it'll mean something a lot more. R-Truth is that guy. He's that guy and he's not getting the opportunity. Fernando says, that turn Truth heel, and let's see his aggressive side, and he attacks Cody Rhodes and has a heated feud with him.
Okay, kind of go for the Bailey look, for the kind of the Bailey wave a little bit. Kind of have a real bipolar moments in the back and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, just something snaps on him in the ring, and then boom, you got our killings again. I like it. So
Jess, you seem to ride with it. So I'm going to ask you, we are sitting in the booking committee of the WWE. We're sitting in a booking meeting right now. And you know what? Fernando is a part of the booking committee, right? The part of the creative in WWE. He positioned that. You co-signed on it. I'm going to be the devil's advocate because Triple H is listening. So the question is going to be, why does R-Truth turn heel? Why does he attack Cody Rhodes? He can't just attack Cody Rhodes because it's Monday. He can't attack Cody Rhodes because he's the champion. It has to be a lot more than that. So the question I want to ask you, Jess Thee Yaptain, I want to see you yap. Thee Yaptain. Fernando, I want to hear from you. Support your statement because I'm shooting it down in the booking meeting. The question that I'm asking you is, why does R-Truth turn heel then?
Because he doesn't want to get replaced by Cody as John Cena's #1 fan. You see where I'm going with that?
Nope, I don't.
See,
I don't.
Oh,
maybe I need to pull out my GPS to figure it out because I can't see it. Maybe I need to pull out my GPS.
Walk with me. R-Truth's number.
How about this?
#1 thing.
Let me help you. I'm gonna give you a second to put it together.
I got it. No, I got it.
Oh, you got it.
I got it.
You got it. You know what,
so
girl?
Remember, R-Truth's move, right? #1 thing he did was, other than being a comedian, was what, right? Being John Cena's #1 fan. Like, that man worshiped the ground he walked on. Everything was about John Cena, right? But instead of John Cena, embracing him, kind of like what happened in Selena, if y'all know what y'all know. You embrace you're embracing Cody. You're grooming Cody. Cody is about to, run things around here. R-Truth sees that and gets jealous. You feel me? It's feeling some type of way. Looking like, you know what? I've been doing this for all these years. I've been holding you down. I've been, I walk the ground that you walk on. And you not going to, lift me up just like you're lifting up the young boy. He barely can. He's not you. I'm you. Kind of like an obsessive fan that, you know what? All right, bet. I'm going to have to beat you. I'm going to have to beat you down because you don't love R-Truth. You know what I'm saying? Almost like, what happened to Selena when she died. She Yolanda felt some type of way, and yeah, I'm just saying that's what happened. She felt like she was going to get replaced or fired, so she did what she did.
All right, let me look at the chat and see what happened. Actually, what I'm going to do is that here's what we're going to do. You know what, Jess? I've been thinking about this idea. You got time after we're finished?
Yeah, a little bit, but
good.
Y'all, I do teach. I teach on the side, so
right.
I got to get to my babies. But yeah, I always got time for Trish.
So we're gonna wrap this up in just a little bit. But I have a new thing that I want to try, and it's gonna be called after the show, behind the curtain. You're gonna get to listen to me and Jess talk about the show and stuff like that, about how it went. We're gonna try that out right after. Right after this goes off the air, goes off YouTube. You're gonna be able to watch that. It's something that I thought about 5 seconds ago. And we're going to be testing it. Once I become monetized, it's going to be something for our VIPs. You want to see what me and Jess talk about? We're going to keep it PG. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about the show, behind the scenes, what worked, what didn't work. Not really too inside baseball, but you want that, stick around for that. Cupcake, it's for you. Fernando, it's for you. For the regulars, it's for you. But look. Okay, so Cupcake says that she disagrees with me. And she says that, how about Ron Cena, John's little brother? Here's this. All right. If he's going to turn heel, it has to be something like, maybe he felt like he was disrespected. We go off the whole disrespected thing. And he feels like the whole entire time while he could have been getting an opportunity to go do something big, that if he wants to make a name for himself, for anybody to take him seriously, he needs to go for the person at the top. And he needs to go for Cody Rhodes. But the only thing is, I don't think that anybody's gonna boo R-Truth. The only way they'll probably boo R-Truth, like, no, if R-Truth comes out there and turns heel, right, or tries to be a heel and attacks Cody Rhodes and says that I want the championship, I think a lot of people want to say it's about damn time.
I mean, because we do need a new Cody Rhodes story. We just do. We need something. John Cena's going to be gone in, what is this? This is October, November, December?
He'll be gone in 2 months, 3 months.
2 months, y'all. 2 months. That's all he got left.
Right.
So then, Cody, what are you going to do? Fight Roman Reigns again? Like, we got to figure something out.
But if you don't fix it, though, this whole entire thing, what does it cost? I think I think by them not fixing the whole R-Truth situation, it teaches the audience that our voice doesn't matter. Granted, there's no other medium in this world besides pro wrestling to where you can voice your opinion, television, or like entertainment. There's no other entertainment medium that you can voice your opinion. People will change the course of the show because it doesn't matter. But in pro wrestling, it does, right? They've given us to make us feel like our voices matter. The clip economy loss, yeah, fewer must replays, maybe fewer short hooks. I don't know. But for the locker room signals, if I was in the locker room, I think that organic pops won't be rewarded. So it's going to equal fewer risks. I'm not going to take the risk because you know it's going to be fewer pops. The narrative waste, a historic pop becomes trivia. It's not a chapter. I think that if you won't cash in on fan momentum, why waste him and bring him back at all?
Yeah. Because I mean, I guess they thought to keep us here. It's gotta be that to keep us here, man. Like you just said, they knew when he did leave. I bet you. I'm not sure what the numbers could have been on the ratings or the watching of Raw from that week, that 1 week of watching wrestling, and R-Truth was gone. I don't know what those numbers may have looked like, but I'm sure it went down because you are chanting it at SmackDown. You're chanting it at AEW. You're chanting it at NXT and TNA. And hell, he probably was chanting at the Indies. Who knows? But you're saying this man's name like Joe Hendry. And like, come on. And you don't think that's going to play an effect? No, Triple H was just like, nah, that was probably not a bad move, which goes back to what I was saying, that, you know what, we got worked real bad, and now we're on the negative side of it. Like, we got worked, and now they're just sitting him there like a little puppet, like the little like the little penguin that sat up on the shelf in Toy Story 3 or 2, which one it was. He just sat there collecting dust. It still works.
You know what,
Jess? Works.
You know what? You're the co-pilot. I'm the pilot. I think we're close to the airport. Let's land this plane.
Yes. Sorry about that, y'all.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You're the co-pilot. You're the co-pilot. That's what you do. You're the co-pilot. Let me land this plane. Here's my truth about R-Truth. WWE brought him back and then did nothing with him. Something isn't a belt. It's a goal, a foil, and the consequence. Give him one sprint with stakes. Make us care about R-Truth and let the laughs land on top of that momentum. Not into it. You see, I feel like there's so much more with R-Truth, and I think time is ticking. Yeah. Well, we did it. We talked about WWE and how they wasted the biggest star of 2025, R-Truth. I'm Tristen Law. She's Jess Thee Yaptain. If you like what we did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back this weekend, but if you stick around now, we're going to have a special behind-the-scenes thing. It won't be long. I'm Tristen Law. She's Jess Thee Yaptain. It's the Tristen Law Show, and I'll see you next time.
Flashing red lights, driving at night, windows